Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sophia and I make book-related videos, mainly videos about literary fiction and mystery thriller, but truly a little bit of everything. And today I am back with another book review in a recurring series on my channel, and that is of course reading the Miss Marple books by Agatha Christie. Previously, I uploaded a spoiler-free review of Murder at the Vicarage, which is the first full-length novel where Marple is a character. And I am going to be chatting today about The Body in the Library, which is the second book that she is in. These, of course, are all spoiler-free, so you can enjoy without having read the book. And one day I'm going to make it all the way through and have these all up on my channel. And I'm so excited to have read all of the ones that she's a character in because I just love her so much. So without further ado, let's get into my thoughts about this second Miss Marple book. So as I said, this is a second full-length one, and it comes in at 207 pages. It was published in 1942 by William Morrow, which is an imprint of HarperCollins. And I do have to say, I really want to collect all of the books with these covers because I just find them so unbelievably gorgeous and beautiful. And they're all kind of themed, of course, based on what the book is about. So this one has a book for being the body at the library, but I certainly want to have these in my book collection. So this book starts in St. Mary Mead, where we left off the last book, a quaint English town. And the opening scene is at Gossington Hall, the home of Colonel Bantry and Mrs. Bantry. Mrs. Bantry is, it's early in the morning. She's kind of waking up a little groggy from sleep, and she thinks she heard her maid say something that just can't possibly be. And that is that there is a body in the library at Gossington Hall. Wake up. But of course she kind of falls asleep. She's drifting back and forth and she's like, how could that possibly be? But in fact it is. There is a body of an unknown woman in their very own library at Gossington Hall. The police quickly appear on the scene in addition to Miss Marple, who is starting to now get a reputation for being an amateur sleuth in the town. Miss Marple, of course, is an elderly woman who is very attuned to everybody's habits, the way that different people behave. And so she is excellent at picking apart the clues, especially the small little details about this village and the people in the village that she has lived in for quite a long time. When they discover who the victim is, the investigation kind of shifts to this hotel called the Majestic Hotel, where the victim was a young dancer there. And they learn that she had befriended a more elderly man named Conway Jefferson, who lives at the hotel. He lost his wife and children in a plane accident several years ago and is now surrounded by his dead children's spouses, who all kind of are a little bit mooching off him, but also just enjoying his company. And he is taking a liking to our victim and really kind of seeing her as one of his own after he has suffered so much tragedy. This is certainly a mystery where no one seems to have the motive, means, and opportunity, but everybody has one or the other. And so you're trying to piece together who could have possibly done it and how the pieces are going to fit together. I love the vast majority of this book. I found it super readable and followable. Sometimes with Miss Marple books and Agatha Christie books, there's so much going on and so many characters that I can't quite piece it all together. But most of the book, I was really intrigued and really understanding what was going on and really engaged in the mystery. I did my typical thing of on the very first page of my Agatha Christie novels, I write some of the clues and the different characters that are introduced and the settings that they're in and try and solve the case myself, which in this one I was not able to. And I did like the ending. I thought that the twist was pretty good. However, I did feel like the end of this one was quite rushed and didn't feel in the same kind of pacing as the rest of the novel, which I was a little bit upset about. Murder at the Vicarage, the first one in the Miss Marple books, seemed to tie together a little bit more in a satisfying way at the end, whereas this one was really great for the first part, and then the end just kind of seemed a little bit thrown together, at least compared to the first Marple book. There was a very large twist, a sleight of hand at the end of this one, which I think some readers will really love, some might not as much. I think it'll be a bit polarizing. It was shocking. It was unexpected, which I really did enjoy. But again, as I said, I think the pacing was a little bit quick for me personally. I did read this entire book in one day, which is always a good sign. That means I'm really intrigued in the mystery. But I ultimately gave it 3 stars. I did love that Marple was included, of course, in this novel, but I kind of wish she had a more central role, and I wish she was running the show rather than being like a sidekick that pops her way in during the reveals. So I am very interested to see, is she going to be more of the central detective investigator in the future ones, or is she going to just kind of like pop in at the end to explain how everybody has screwed everything up, which is also enjoyable. So happy with either option, but I would love to see her take center stage a little bit more. Anyways, I would love to know if you have read this one. What did you think of it? How did this shape up to the first Marple book or other Marple books that you have read? And with that, I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye.